江柔可以打这个号码吗？投稿很多次了，据说是一个泰国女生梦里老公的电话啊，是就是是吧？来，6还挺多的哈。哇，他的声音好沉闷呐，就磁感很强的感觉啊，不知道是不是我听差了，再听一次。
Sorry, the subscriber you dialed cannot be
我发誓我打的是同一个号码，刚刚开始是一个男的，然后是一个女的。
This Chinese blogger Jiang Xiaorou has 1.31 million followers. On July 9th, she called several numbers that belonged to the deceased. On the first call, the voice on the other end was the deceased's. The second call didn't go through. Now, it's a phone number that belongs to a woman who died in a car accident. Then, Jiang heard an echo of her own voice.
打这个是一个出了祸的女人生前的电话，出事之后有人打过，据说电话里会传来尖叫声，不知道是不是真的，你帮我试试呗。行吧，是，希望没啥吧。Can you help me?
Can you help me?
真的起鸡皮疙瘩了，你看得清吗？再试一次吧，这个电话什么鬼啊？不是尖叫女人吗？
不是尖叫女人吗？
6 days later, Jiang Xiaorou's life ended in a car accident at only 24 years old. Therefore, what you're seeing is her last video. This internet celebrity's event is extremely bizarre. In this episode, let's focus on several special Chinese internet celebrities and their strange experiences. After finishing filming in the early morning of July 15th, Jiang Xiaorou took a rideshare from Luzhou, Guangxi province back to Guangzhou. When she was involved in a serious car accident, Jiang was immediately taken to the hospital and the diagnosis showed that she suffered multiple severe injuries. She was on a ventilator for a period of time and received continuous treatment in the intensive care unit, where she passed away after nearly a month of treatment. The most peculiar thing about this accident is that the initial reports from mainland Chinese media all stated that Miss Jiang died among everyone in the car. However, as of the date of this writing, this detail has been completely removed from the internet. Now, reports from mainland China include texts like, Jiang Xiaorou's death was due to severe injuries caused by the traffic accident, and has nothing to do with the mystical retribution circulating online. That is because the news of Jiang Xiaorou's death after being seriously injured in a car accident has attracted widespread attention online. The hashtag Jiang Xiaorou avoiding prophecy trended on Weibo. No wonder Chinese people would make such connections. As we showed in our last program, during a phone call to the car accident victim, one response echoed Jiang's own voice. Jiang Xiaorou's livestream content is very clear. She wants to debunk superstition, including exploring abandoned buildings and hospitals late at night, replicating Ouija boards and other spirit communication games, making calls to supposedly paranormal numbers, and spending the night in a funeral shroud, etc. To prove she doesn't believe in ghosts and spirits, she challenges many traditional Chinese taboos. For example, she used coffin nails to nail a piece of paper with her birth date and time to an old tree in the wild. This practice, in the eyes of those who believe in ghosts and spirits, is equivalent to putting her destiny energy into a tree with strong yin energy, which is considered very unlucky. My real name is Li Shuting. I was born on the 8th day of the second lunar month in 2002, which is March 21st, 2002 in the Gregorian calendar. The second step is to nail this coffin nail with my birth date and time to this tree. The third step is to make an upside-down incense stick with red string and light it later. The netizen said that once the income burns out, your life is gone, so let's wait for the incense to burn out. Half an hour has passed, the incense has burned out, and nothing happened. Fans, I'm in great health now. Of course, Miss Jiang, a complete atheist, is not afraid. She even made a doll representing herself, cursing herself to be in a car accident and end her life on the street.
运势低落，最好明天就遭遇车祸，恨死街头，死无全尸。够狠吧？
Jiang Xiaorou's most controversial videos are of her smashing a Guiyin statue. While smashing it, she cursed the statue and provocatively said, "Let's see how long I can live." In this video, she used pliers to smash the Guanyin statue. We've arrived. This place is creepy enough, isn't it? Let's smash it. You always use this kind of thing to swindle people. Selling one for over 1,000 yuan, I will let you swindle. You cheat people by consecrating? Okay, let you do it. Done. Fans, nothing happened. You can go out and have fun. The next time it was even worse. She took out a coffin nail and smashed the statue's head.
接下来请出咱们的观音。
Next, let's bring out our Guanyin. We'll take out this coffin nail and smash it on her head. Serves you right for lying, for your feudal superstition, for spreading rumors. It really hurts. This thing cost me 1,000 yuan. In traditional Chinese thought, such behavior creates terrible karma. Virtue brings blessings, while karma brings disaster. Now look at Jiang Xiaorou's diagnosis again. Doesn't it seem different? Multiple severe injuries all over the body, traumatic coagulation abnormalities, multiple organ damage, and severe brain injury, etc. Jiang Xiaorou's death sparked heated discussion on various Chinese social media platforms. Of course, under the CCP's surveillance, a large number of online trolls likely infiltrated the platform, claiming that a car accident is normal and that Miss Jiang just happened to be a blogger specializing in paranormal and adventure content. However, many netizens' comments remain uncensored. For example, one person wrote, "She became famous because of anti-superstition and then she's gone in a car accident. Now superstitious people believe even more." This reply received over 7,500 likes. Indeed, a car accident doesn't necessarily prove retribution. Those who don't believe will remain skeptical, while those who do will be even more convinced. However, the paths Miss Jiang followed were drastically different for two other paranormal and adventure bloggers. One of them, named Zodiac, had a huge influence among a generation of Tienya. Tienya Forum, also known as Tienya Community, was founded in 1999 and was one of the most famous online BBS forums in the history of the Chinese internet, once hailed as the online home for Chinese people worldwide. Even in the early days of the Chinese internet, Tienya Community boasted over 130 million registered users and a monthly active user base exceeding 250 million, along with extremely high user loyalty, making it one of the most influential content platforms at the time. It was shut down in April 2023. This forum accompanied the Chinese people during their period of rapid economic development for 2 decades, witnessing the changing mindsets of a generation of the most insightful Chinese netizens. Around 2005, a user named Zhou Yang on Tienya, disbelieving in ghosts and spirit mediums, made bold statements on the forum, claiming he would try various methods of summoning ghosts, including 6 forbidden methods. He broadcast these claims live to netizens nationwide. Initially, his attitude was very similar to many debunking superstition bloggers today. "I just don't believe it, so I'll prove it to you." After conducting several experiments at the beginning, he repeatedly told netizens that nothing happened. Therefore, Zodiac attracted a lot of attention from netizens. However, he gradually felt something was wrong. For example, one psychic game involved taking a bowl of white rice, sticking 3 incense sticks in it, and placing it at a crossroads at midnight. Then, after the incense burned out, he would eat the rice. It was said that at this time the rice was filled with the extremely yin energy of wandering ghosts, and if eaten, one would quickly enter the ghost world. After the game, Zodiac's journey home, which usually took 10 minutes, took him almost an hour. Then there was the 4-corner game. About 10 minutes into the game, a girl screamed in terror. After the lights were turned on, the girl grabbed Zodiac's collar, shouting uncontrollably, "I want to leave, I want to leave." She cried the whole way home and eventually went to the hospital where the doctor gave her a sedative. Afterwards, the girl said that while playing the game, she felt someone appear in the corner. Logically, that corner should have been empty. Zhou Yang's account then suddenly disappeared for a long time. When it reappeared more than 3 years later, his attitude was completely different. That was on October 25, 2008, when Zhou Yang logged in again. His words ignited the incident's climax. He wrote, "I know many people want to know why I haven't appeared for so long. I can tell you it's because I later developed a deep fear of this ID. Actually, I've logged in a few times over the years, wanting to put an end to this unfinished post, but each time I didn't know what to say. If anyone still asks me now, have you really done what you wrote at that time? I can still tell you with certainty, yes, I did, and I paid a heavy price for my ignorance back then. That price was experiencing the deepest fear and despair for a considerable period of time, and it also affected those around me. My family once had a considerable amount of property and a small but steadily appreciating and profitable company, but later I lost everything. My life is just starting to improve now, and perhaps I should be grateful, Remember my advice, you may never believe in God or the soul, but never blaspheme or disrespect them. A friend of Zhou Yang said that around 2005 or 2006, Zhou seemed to have mental health issues, suddenly losing his sight and hearing. This friend speculated that Zhou Yang had encountered the legendary ghostly illusion. In late 2017 on Tienya forum, a mysterious netizen named Ho Tzu Cai posted a thread titled, 10 years later, the final explanation regarding the Zhou Yang incident. Many netizens judged from this person's writing style and tone that it closely matched Zhou Yang's condition at the time. It seems that Zhou Yang eventually turned to Buddhism, which helped him emerge from the darkness in his heart. The post read, what happened next? How did you get through it? On the verge of helplessness amidst fear and suffering, you persevered in adversity, rising stronger with determination. With a Buddhist compassionate heart, suppressing evil and respecting the great law of heaven. Later, another blogger, Jiang also focused on challenging so-called feudal superstition and supernatural legends in his early days. Videos of him smashing statues of deities and challenging various taboos circulated online. Similarly, in his videos, this blogger encountered a phenomenon that terrified him. For example, the two pens moved on their own.
Charlie,你在吗？ Charlie, 你在吗？ Charlie, 你在吗？ 不对，这查理应该是说英文的啊。查理，啊，对，应该是查理，对，查理 are you here? Alice!
In later videos, Jiang repeatedly explained that he absolutely did not touch the two pens. The pens moved on their own. Then, this blogger suddenly went silent for a long time. After reappearing in the public eye, Jiang's thinking underwent an almost 180-degree change. He had converted to Buddhism and begun releasing animals. He later wrote, "That's a memory I'll never forget. Imagine every aspect of your life, clothing, food, shelter, transportation, family, everything. There's always an unexpected disaster. I was afraid to sleep every day because I knew something would happen if I woke up. I was constantly on edge." Therefore, before Jiang Xiaorou's case, these Chinese bloggers exhibited an interesting internet cycle. Those who once most enjoyed challenging these things might later become the most respectful of them. Jiang Xiaorou's passing also has a unique aspect. She was 24 years old, 2 12s. In traditional Chinese culture, every 12 years, a person encounters their zodiac year again, with a different heavenly stem but the same earthly branch. Over time, this year has become known as Ben Ming Yan, zodiac year of birth. In folk tradition, the zodiac year of birth is generally considered an unpredictable year. People either experience smooth sailing and good fortune, or they suffer extreme misfortune and a series of calamities. Generally, it's considered an extremely unlucky year with more misfortune than good fortune. Hence, it's also called a hurdle. Only by overcoming it can one continue to live well. This saying is similar to another folk proverb, "Those who survive a great calamity are destined for good fortune." Why did traditional Chinese culture establish the concept of a zodiac year of birth? It's said that people need to constantly reflect on and correct themselves throughout their lives. Heaven also helps people summarize and correct their mistakes. In life, people often have to choose between good and evil, and the consequences or retribution are constantly manifesting, only differing in form, severity, and effect. A person's 12-year cycle, like the movement of stars in the universe, is cyclical. Mistakes must be corrected. If one goes astray, one must correct oneself. Those who cannot correct their bad deeds will be punished by heaven. This is their own fault, and they have no one else to blame. 24 years old is very young. In traditional Chinese culture, the most dangerous years of one's zodiac sign are 73 and 84. These 2 years are considered extremely unlucky, and many find it difficult to overcome them because heaven no longer gives them a chance. Because they face these critical years, people often seek protection amulets. In folk tradition, Chinese people wear a red belt around their waist and ideally red underwear and socks to ensure a safe passage through their birth year. However, the safest approach is to cultivate virtue and correct one's own behavior. Traditional Chinese cultures use these concepts to remind people who still have the opportunity to correct themselves. but the CCP has vehemently rejected these ideas, dismissing them as natural phenomena. Since they are natural phenomena, people naturally don't connect these events to their own words and actions, let alone reflect on or correct themselves. This leads to a decline in the morality of more and more people in society as a whole. In recent years, games and films produced by the CCP have completely subverted the core of traditional Chinese culture. For example, in 2024, the Chinese mainland game Black Myth Wukong, based on the classic novel Journey to the West, as its name suggests, darkens the gods. It relentlessly smears, denigrates, and vilifies deities and Buddhas, filling them with elements of brutality, darkness, and negativity, like kneading traditional cultural elements into a dung ball. It has a tremendous destructive power over traditional culture and orthodox thought, capable of subverting traditional Chinese values and brainwashing people through entertainment. The Chinese animated film Ni Jia, released in January 2025, received official praise, and mainland netizens flocked to watch it. In the film, the demonized Ni Jia's signature slogan is, "My fate is in my own hands, not in the heavens, and if heaven and earth cannot tolerate me, I will reverse the universe." In such a powerful atmosphere of brainwashing, the rise of internet celebrities like Jiang Xiaorou is easy to understand. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.